Good morning. It's April 1st today. I got up and got on the scale and I was down 10 pounds this morning. April Fools! I wrote that to somebody in an email and I thought, oh, that was pretty funny. 10 pounds, would that be great? But unfortunately I don't have a scale and I didn't lose 10 pounds, but sure would be nice. Before I got up this morning, I laid in bed and I woke up on my own, didn't wake up to the alarm, and then I just laid there and I told myself, you're going to have a good day today, you're going to have a good day today, you're going to have a, I did over and over and over again affirmation to myself. I was going to have a good day, I was going to have a good day, I was going to have a good day, and then I did a big stretch, and then I got up, and you know what? I'm having a great day. Mentally, emotionally, eating, it just feels right. And I think it's so important that we wake up on the right, instead of waking up going, oh, I'm so tired, I can't function, I've got to go sit down in my chair, I got to get my coffee, I can't function. You know, you just set yourself up for, well, that's how you're going to feel then if you say that to yourself. So I got up and I made my coffee and I waited for the kids and we did our little April Fool's jokes on each other over and over and over and over and over and over again. And they all just repeat the same one, that the one that I pretended I didn't get. And they had breakfast and I had coffee and I did dishes and I got laundry going and I fed my baby and put him down, and then I had my breakfast just now. I had some hash browns, are very low in carbs and there's no sugar. So I had one serving of hash browns I fried up with some butter and olive oil, and then I put some a slice of cheese on there, melted that. So as all that, I only still have one carb, and then I had 2 eggs, still only 1 carb, no sugar, and then I had a half orange, which was 5 sugars. So all of that I had. Hash browns, 2 eggs, which I put right on top of my browns, cheese, and a half an orange for 1 carb and 5 sugars. And I am plenty satisfied. And it tasted like I ate, and it tasted like it was good, and it tasted like I wasn't, I still could have added bacon to that, or sausage, or toast, but I was going to add toast, and then I thought, with the potatoes I really don't need the toast, so I'm glad I didn't now. And I'm glad I added the half an orange. I was hungry for one, and I looked it up. It was 9.5 sugars for a half an orange. Every site I go to is different. Have you noticed that? Everything you check on GI and stuff is different, pretty different. I wish you could find one. Well, I guess you just stick to one and go with that. It's all irrelevant, I guess. But so yeah, I feel good. It's raining, so I guess we needed it. Green stuff up. I actually see some green in the backyard right now. I've got boxes down the basement, and I'm going through all my clothes and boxing stuff up. That I have a lot of tank tops, as you notice. I wear pretty much daily, and a lot of them are getting. Now this one's not too bad, but they're getting real big in through here, and they just kind of like hang down below my bra sometimes. So I'm constantly pulling them up and tightening them. So see, this one's even too big. I need stuff that I need to go down a size, and I haven't yet. I guess I've heard that before, that it's hard to get out of that comfort zone of the size you were. You'd think you would just be dying to go down a size, but because the hips and stuff are still big, if I go down here, then they're so tight on the hips, and I'm very self-conscious about that. So, but I've got a tank stretch pretty good on the bottom, so I've got to get over that and quit. See, already this looks sloppy now, and I hate that. When I first take it out of the dryer and put it on, it's nice and form-fitting and feels like it's going to stay put for the day. I have stacks of them, stacks, every color. So I need to just start chucking. So that's on my list to do this weekend, along with spring clean my kitchen and plan a menu for next week, and I'm going to make my stew probably this weekend sometime to have that for myself. And what I'm going to do is make it and then individually separate it into little containers, so when I'm hungry I'll know exactly how many sugars, carbs, and go. I did a lot of looking last night on sugars and GI list, and it just makes no sense to me, some of the food that's on the low GI. The one I came across last night was, where it was red, they're color coded, red, green, yellow, and the red was the low, or green was low, red was high. Pretty much anything processed is going to be high, they said, rule of thumb. If you make it from scratch, it's going to be low. But most of the fruits, other than watermelon and prunes, were on the high GI. And I don't eat all my sugars in a day, so I thought, I can afford to have a half a piece of fruit, or, I love fruit, and I miss it. So I'm going to start adding in, not like I was, an apple before every meal, and a banana and an orange all in one day, but I'm going to start adding in a half a orange, or, a bite of a banana, or, a few grapes. We got grapes last night. My husband brought them home. They're like that big. I swear, they're green. They're huge. And the nutritional information is right on the bag. I've never seen that on fruit, on fresh fruit. And it said 20 grams of sugar for 3/4 cup and 23 carbs. And then someone told me that if you sit with grapes and pop them in like candy, it's like sitting with a bowl of sugar cubes. And I thought, great. I love grapes. But not at that expense. But I can have one. Can you stop at one? I don't know. I did yesterday. I had one when he brought them home, and then I saw that and then quit. So I'll feed them to the kids. Now I need to study the fact. Now the fact that I don't know if grapes were on the low. I think they were medium. But anyway. I gotta find out how that turns into sugar versus how baked potato turns into sugar, or the real foods that are still supposedly bad for you, like a potato. A sweet potato is better than a real potato. Now I want to find out why. What does it do inside of you? I know a potato, I've heard, turns right to sugar, but it shouldn't, because there's fiber in it, and it shouldn't turn to sugar so fast. I can see now instant mashed potatoes or whatever, but I think, if I recall, instant mashed potatoes were on the high because they're processed. So anyway, more to learn, always more to learn. But I feel good today, and that's what I'm going with at this moment. And I do feel like I'm struggling. I feel like I've lost my way. And I don't know why this happens to me all the time. I get going on something and it's working and I'm losing, and then all of a sudden I think maybe I get overconfident on it, and I start adding maybe a little more here and a little more, and then I start freaking out because I get a gain, and then I lose my way. And I think I've lost my way. And I'm trying to get it back, but it doesn't seem like it's doing any good. It doesn't seem like I'm it doesn't feel like I'm losing. Doesn't feel like I'm gaining any ground by doing it right. So I don't know. I've just lost my way a little bit. And so then I start venturing out. Well, maybe this will work, and maybe that'll work. And then I switch everything up, and then I go right back into the tubes. So I have to get a handle on this before I gain any more. I'm up not quite 2 pounds, and I don't want to gain any more. And if I do, I'm really going to freak out and go completely haywire and start another way of eating, And I know this works, and I know it's the right way, so I've got to continue to focus on that. All right, I'll check in tomorrow after weigh-in. Wish me luck. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.